In my lifelong search for contentment, I've learned that it doesn't come from anything external to us, but from within. In this Golden Cover series, I document some of the insights I've gained that might help lead you to a little more peace of mind. You are a slave to your mind, but a slave is set free when they let go of their desire for control. Learning to let go requires paying attention to everything that happens within consciousness, for much of the mind is counterintuitive. The paradigm of counterintuition. 1. Desiring happiness obstructs happiness. 2. Trying to be present prevents presence. 3. Desiring to not desire is desiring. 4. Desperation to stay alive prevents being alive. 5. Live in the fear of missing out, and you will miss out. 6. Fixation with self-improvement stifles self-improvement. 7. If you wish to free yourself from a thought, you cannot think more about it. 8. There is always more to control. Therefore, seeking control leads to discontentment, while letting go of control leads to contentment. 9. On its own, consuming information produces confusion, but detachment and silence reap the fruit and produce wisdom. 10. Wanting to be loved by many makes you less lovable, and making yourself into what people want will not make you what people want. 11. Trying to improve the world harms it, paving the road to hell with good intentions. But improving yourself improves the world. 12. Believing in yourself will not make you capable of the self-improvement made possible by believing in something greater than you. 13. You let go of the judgment of others by letting go of your own judgment. 14. Awe does not come from knowing something, but by being aware of what you don't know about it. 15. Battling ego will perpetuate ego. Letting go allows you to circumnavigate the paradigm of counterintuition, and letting go is made easier by transforming your mind. Transformation is most easily accomplished when you understand the natural formation of mind and the mechanisms by which you are constantly creating yourself. The paradigm of perceptual change. Every experience, even our sight, is altered by our opinions. People become prettier as you fall in love with them. People become uglier as you grow to dislike them. How you see someone will change day to day relative to how you're feeling about them. How you see yourself will change according to how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself will change according to what you do with yourself. Your mind allots its resources, and the inner monologue displaces attention away from present sensory experience and onto itself. It narrows and limits your reception of vision. Vision narrows in anger and expands when present. Colors shift with your mood, dulling when bored and blossoming when excited. Music will change what you give attention to in consciousness, altering what's processed and how it's processed according to genre, tempo, instruments, and lyrics. Repetition and novelty with regard to perceptual change. Repetition leads to the formation of concepts, and every perception is shaped by conception. For example, novelty results in the stimulation of any given activity, while repetition reduces it. Repetition reduces the perception of danger. Go fast regularly and it will appear less fast. Climb high regularly and it will appear less high. Approach people regularly and they will appear less intimidating. Say the right thing, do the right thing, and it will become easier in the face of opposition. Repetition quiets the voice of conscience. Do bad things often, and you won't find them as indecent. But turn away from wrongdoing, and you will strengthen the sound of conscience's voice. Repetition causes pain to become less painful. Repetition reduces the awe of extraordinary things. For example, entertainment grows more extravagant, but you become numb to it. Transportation grows faster, but you become more impatient. If in the past you had what you have now, you would be awestruck. Reframe your desires if you wish to be satisfied. If you are dissatisfied, relate the object of dissatisfaction to something less satisfactory, and you will become more satisfied. If you are impatient, relate the process you're experiencing to something more irritating, and you will find more patience. If it is hot, you do not say to yourself, "I wish I were cool," or recall some greater pleasure. Instead, recall some time you were hotter. If you have never been hotter, you can recall some time you were less comfortable. If you have never been so uncomfortable, you can imagine the greater discomforts others have faced. If your loved one has died, do not say to yourself, "I am missing time with them." Instead, "We all die, but I experienced them before they were gone. What a privilege. And they continue to improve my life. Now they have given me an opportunity to face death and be of sound mind." Freeing yourself from concepts brings you closer to what it's like to experience something for the first time. It allows you to see art outside of its relation to other art, appreciating each work individually. It allows you to taste food outside of its relation to other food, making fat taste fattier, salt saltier, and sweet sweeter. It allows you to peer outside of tradition and convention and evaluate things more objectively, such as the path to contentment. It allows you to see nature without relating it to other forms of nature, making the grass greener, the sky bluer, and everything far grander. Reframe your experience if you wish to be good, but let go once the way is clear. Death is a mechanism for interpretation. Remembering your death makes every moment valuable, adjusts priorities, and instills greater appreciation for your relationships. Imagining what you could accomplish under the threat of death sets the reference point for what you can accomplish. Death is not our damnation, but our responsibility to all other beings. You must die to make room for everything else. Vice is never necessary, because no moment has to exist in relation to the past or future. If you can direct your attention to all that happens within consciousness, every moment is enough in itself. Experience is vast even in a dark, soundless room. There is no need for the addition of pleasures. Do not compare what you do to what you have done or what others do, but to what you know you could optimally do. You can eat purely, you can behave purely, you can read, you can meditate, you can create, you can exercise, and you must treat others with love. Cease the intended confusion. You know what you ought to do. Stop recoiling at doing it. You could be doing everything else for others, while doing nothing for yourself but what's necessary to stay alive. Every thought could be gracious. What is this person needing? What are their aims? How can I be of service? You need not think a thought for yourself. How do they see me? What do they think of me? How do they feel about what I said? Only, what do they need? How can I help? And if they are in need of nothing, be present to experience the moment with them. You have the option of having no opinion, but if you cannot destroy it, employ it. Opinion is preference for a position on some polarities continuum. Hot or cold, wealthy or poor, left or right, these do not exist without relation to one another, and at any moment, you can use the pole you are disfavoring to manifest gratitude for the pole you hold in favor. For example, how thankful I am for this cold, that I may appreciate the warmth of the sun. You can use polarity to disempower your existing concepts. For example, can you consider yourself wealthy compared to the wealthiest person? Or poor compared to the poorest person? Are you intelligent compared to the smartest human? Or unintelligent compared to the least intelligent? And finally, be thankful that you have contrast to experience. Life would be far less interesting in monochrome. Allow this to alleviate your judgment and help you let go into the present. The belief that you know how things ought to be leads to suffering. But accept the way things are, believe everything happens necessarily, and you are made free. To hold these subjective truths in mind is to hold a map which leads to freedom of mind. But beware. To look at the map itself will keep your eyes off the path, and you will once again find yourself lost.